You get a text. Two words hit wrong. Your chest gets tight before you even type back. It feels like the fight starts with what the other person said. But the real reason is stranger. A lot of the fire starts in the words your mind adds first. You do this fast. So fast it feels like truth. A short reply becomes disrespect. A delay becomes rejection. A sharp tone becomes proof that you are under attack, even when the facts are still thin, and the meaning is mostly being filled in by habit. Have you noticed how your body reacts before you have the full story? This is part of framing. A frame is the lens your mind uses to sort what a moment means. If the frame is threat, you hear danger. If the frame is stress, you hear strain. If the frame is confusion, you hear a person who may not be clear, not a person out to hurt you. Same words, new world. What changed? Often one label changed. You call someone rude. Then every word they say gets pulled under that label. You call them blunt instead. That does not make them easy, but it leaves more room. A label is not just a description. It is a shortcut that tells your mind what to expect next, and what you expect changes what you hear. This links to a simple idea in psychology called top-down processing. That just means your brain does not take in life like a camera. It guesses first, then checks. It uses past memory, mood, and belief to shape what seems to be happening now. So if you already think this person never listens, your mind starts sorting for proof. How often does that happen in your day? This does not mean your conflict is fake. It means the meaning can get cooked before the facts are. That matters, because once meaning hardens, tone follows. Your voice gets clipped, your face closes, your next word carries a hidden message, and the other person reacts to that message as much as the sentence itself. Then, there is your inner talk. That quiet stream in your head. It sounds private, but it leaks into everything. If your inner line is "here we go again," your whole system gets ready for a replay. If your inner line is "slow down," you may notice more. If your inner line is "they are doing this to me," you brace. If it is "something is off here," you stay a little more open. Can you feel the gap between those? In NLP, that's neuro-linguistic programming, there is a strong focus on how language shapes your inner state and outer choices. You can treat it as a practice model, not a magic fact. The useful part is simple. The words you use out loud and in your head help steer attention, and attention changes what stands out. A related idea comes from Albert Ellis, a psychologist who said it is often not just events that upset you, but the beliefs you attach to them. In plain English, what happens matters, and the story you snap onto what happens matters too. If the story is, "this should not be happening," stress spikes. If the story is, "I do not like this, but I can deal with it," your mind has more space to respond. Notice the word "should." It sounds small, but it often turns friction into moral failure. You should know better. They should respect you. This should be easy. Should can be useful. It can also make reality feel like an insult. What happens if you switch "should" to "wish"? I wish this were easier. Same pain, less heat. Tone does this too. Not just your tone, the tone you imagine. Text is famous for this. A plain "sure" can sound warm, cold, bored, or angry, depending on the state you are already in. Your brain fills in the music. Then you answer the music, not the word. How many arguments start there? There is a counterpoint here. Softer words are not the same as weak words. Reframing is not pretending harm is fine. Reframing means changing the angle so you can see more than one meaning at once. Not, "this is okay," more like, "this is hard, and I want to answer it clearly." That shift can protect both honesty and calm. You might see this today, in a meeting, in a kitchen, in a comment thread. Someone says, "that is not what I meant." Your fast frame says, "excuse." Another frame says, "repair attempt." One path keeps the fight moving. The other path gives you one more second, and 1 second is often enough to choose a better word than the first one that arrived. So the next time your chest tightens over a text, a look, or a line spoken too fast, pause before you name it. Ask what label you just used. Ask what tone you just imagined. Ask what your inner talk is telling you to defend. You may still need a firm reply. You may still face a real issue, but you might stop feeding it with words that turn stress into war. It feels like the fight starts with what the other person said, but very often it starts one layer earlier, in the meaning your mind says next.